Dopamine. Dopamine now. Can you feel it now? Check it. Dopamine. Dopamine. Dopamine now.
Back on the tail of Gunnar, as he's looking to make an overtake already. Down the inside he goes.
Is he gonna go? He's gonna do it!
Oh, with Hackett now up into P9. Down the inside he goes. Another aggressive move on the other Mercedes driver. Is he gonna make a mistake? Doesn't look like.
Closing. Problem is, if he goes.
Oh, that's nice for Broad Adam, moving up to P7.
Dopamine.
As he's currently looking to gain about 3 or 4 points. Oh, and is Nellboy going to go for it down the inside of Waza? Seems like he is, and he makes up that position. Beautiful overtake by Nellboy.
12 races, multiple divisions, 20 drivers.
All that sound good? Then why not join us now ahead of the new season? The link to our Discord will be in the description, and we hope to see you on track with us.
Delta T Racing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to DTR Season 15, Division 1. We are here for Round 5 at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Canada. Oh, my word, it's been a bit of a trek to get everyone in who's here today, but we've got 15 drivers, 5 of which are reserves this evening, but it should be a good, fun race. It usually is around Canada. There's usually a lot of nightmares that happen and carnage, so we'll see what happens. While we are waiting for the drivers on their outlaps, we will go through the drivers and constructors. So, as we can see, after Imola last week, Benny has stayed in first place with 83 points. Sport Mad is in second in the drivers with 58. Grelis following pretty close behind on 51 points. This does mean that the reserve team of Cadillac are ahead of the constructors on 125 points, followed by Red Bull and McLaren on 99 and 53 points respectively. So let us go on board with Stuart, who is the first man to go round. Very tentative through the final chicane there. Let's see what he can do on this lap. Rather heavy braking into turn 1. Carried a fair amount of speed through to turn 2. Now we've got a fast chicane of 3 and 4. A little bit of grass on the tyres, but that is to be expected with the way that it's set up around here. Cuts turn 6 nicely through turn 7, opens the DRS, starts burning the ERS. Early braking for turn 8. Very clean so far from TGL Rodney. Slowest point on the entire track is the hairpin, but gets the power down nice and early. DRS open again. Doesn't have much battery down here. Grelis is not reserving tonight, Lulan. Stewart very nicely through the Wall of Champions chicane, comes across the line. What is his time? It is a 1:10.3. But that is supplanted by Master Ranger almost instantly with a 1:10.1. Pipkey, one of the reserves, a 1:10.393. So it's 300ths away from Stewart's time. Let's see. Jack has already invalidated. Kayleigh and Bogorovsky come across. Let's see. Ricker will be the next man across the line. He does a 1:11.0. Where is Tom Putty? He is there. Skipper is already invalidated there. So we will go on with Jack, because I believe he is going again, if he has taken the right amount of fuel to do another lap. Oh, he has already invalidated this lap as well. So we will go on with the driver that is coming up behind him. Oh, and Kayleigh and Tom Putty have had a coming together, causing Kayleigh to have a 5-place grid penalty. So Kayleigh will want to make sure that they get a decent position during this qualifying. We'll go back on with Theo as he gets a purple sector 2. I do apologise, D-Rush. That was P5 for him. 1:11.045. Let's see where Theo can plonk his Aston Martin around this Canada GP. It goes top of the leaderboard, a 1:09.6. Skipper is now starting a lap. Cavolis is about to finish their lap. Goes P4 with a 1:10.1. Where is Havoc Connor? He is coming down the back straight now. Fastest point of the entire track. Where can the V-Carb man put his car? He had a little bit of an issue joining us this evening, so we'll just have to keep an eye on his connection. It's 7th place for Connor, a 1:10.8. Oh, and someone has just jumped up. I don't know who that was. I think it was Benny. Maybe Benny. I don't know. It's all very confusing right now. Benny Buno has invalidated. Jack has invalidated again. So we'll go on with Skipper here. Comes round the final chicane. Nice and clean from the Sauber driver. Where does this put him? 1:12.0 puts him in P11. Now we have one of the Alpines coming into the pits. Jack will likely be coming in now. Yep. Benny Bruno will likely be coming in as well. Is D-Rush pushing at this point? He is. There is or was a yellow flag up ahead. I don't know if that is one of the Red Bulls that is running slow at the moment. I believe that is Bogorovsky. But D-Rush is coming down to the Wall of Champions chicane. Will he go into the Wall of Champions, or will he make the chicane cleanly? He's gotten through without damage. That's a good thing. A 1:10.9. Not enough to improve his position, but enough to improve his time. Let's see. We have a Williams of Kayleigh coming down the back straight now. We also have Sauber of Skipper, who is going into the pits. Let us see. So I believe it's both of the Mercedes are out there now. Benny Buno is not having fun out there. That's another invalidation for the Mercedes driver there. Is he going to give Tom Putty a tow here? It looks like it. Go on board and see how they do this. Will Benny Bruno get out of Tom's way? Yes, he does. Nice teamwork from the two there. Or a little bit wishy-washy through there. Tom goes up to P11 with a 1:11.6. Doesn't even attempt to take turn one there. And Mars Ranger goes provisional pole with a 1:09.476. Didn't even need the tow from a teammate there. Now let's see. I believe it will be Benny who will be our first driver. Actually, no, sorry. It will probably be Ricker. So, what can the Haas driver do here? Oh, that's unfortunate for the Haas driver. It's always a nightmare, that chicane. It's never any fun whatsoever. We will, however... Oh, my game wouldn't let me change camera there. But we will go on with Pipkey because apart from Jack ahead, who might well be... Yep, Jack is on a lap behind his teammate. Maybe get a tow down the back straight. As we know, Jack is back on wheel now. His ball and chain is away for a couple of months. He is going to keep his rig out. When she comes home, he'll hide it away again. But is he going to get a tow from Ricker down the straight here? It seems Ricker is a little bit too far away. He'll get a little bit of a slipstream here. Jack through the Wall of Champions very cleanly there, up to P8. Not a bad lap from the Haas man. Let us have a look. That is one of the Alpines going quickly. That's a 1:09.8 for Kavolis. Bogarovsky is now starting a lap. Benny Bruno is also starting a fresh lap as well. I do hope for Benny Bruno's sake he does not invalidate a round here this lap, because there's only 6.5 minutes left and he's running out of time. I'm pretty sure he will be running out of tyres. But let's have a look. I believe it is Bogarovsky who is... Oh, he has invalidated, so we will go on with Benny Bruno, who will be the next man to set a lap around the circuit. He is being followed very closely by, I believe that is Stewart. It is Stewart right behind him, benefiting from a tow down the back straight. Let's see, where can Benny Bruno put himself? Finally gets a valid lap in, and it's a 10.489. Not a bad lap at all. Okay, let's see. We have both of the Saubers down the back straight here. Skipper helping D-Rush with a tow. It's only worth half a tenth for D-Rush, so that is a 1:10.850. Let's see. I believe Benny is pushing on a lap now. Let's have a look. He is burning the ERS, so he is on a lap currently. Will he be able to make up the 5/10 needed to get ahead of Master Ranger for pole position? Got a short bit of a toe from Bogorovsky there. Where does Benny put it? It's P3 at 109.7, not quite enough. Oh, Calais has joined apparently. Or Calais. Didn't even realise Calais had left the session there. So Skipper is going again, see if he can put his Sauber any higher than 13th on this grid. Now the drivers will be wanting to come out for one final run if they have got the tyres to do so. I have a feeling that's going to be Tom Putty coming out of the pit lane now. I could be wrong. It could be Benny Bruno. No, it is Tom Putty coming out for his outlap now. He's being followed by one of the Alpines. I'm going to guess it will be Stewart. Yep, there we go. Oh, I'm good at these guessing games now. He says he's going to get every prediction wrong for the rest of the race. So we will go on board with Skipper as he does his final hot lap run, and it is an invalidation into turn one. That is not what you want to do. So we will change tact and go on with the Mercedes of Tom Putty as he comes across the line, and we will ride with him on his final circuit of qualifying. Burning the battery early before starting the lap. Heavy braking into turn one. Keep it tight in turn two. Oh, that's very deep into turn two. Might be better for the grip out there, to be fair. So, we'll see what happens. It's not a line that I usually take through turn two, but it seems pretty good elsewhere at the moment. He is basically being followed by the majority of the field right now, who are on their outlaps. That is a purple sector 2 personal best for Tom Putty by the look of it. Now he's got all of this to navigate. I am glad to see that the drivers on outlaps are using... Oh my word, Tom. That was very close to dismantling the car there. And he cannot go faster. Let's see. Okay, who is the next driver? It will be... It would have been Kazingal. But D-Rush, I believe we have got... Okay, so... D-Rush will be the next man to set a lap time. What can he do? He has been pushing hard. It's a 1:10.4, putting him up to P8. Where does Havoc Connor put himself? Up to P9, 1:10.4. Jack comes across, and that is a 1:10.7. we have the Williams of Calais. Where can he put his car? He does improve, but not enough to move up a position. Skipper improves by 1/10.5. Benny Buno is up on his time. Let's see if he can move up any positions from P10 up to P5 for Benny Buno. Rickard improves by 1/10, but it's not a position. Benny does not improve. Theo is invalid. Cavolis coming round the final corner is invalid. And I believe that is everyone now. I don't think anyone else is pushing. Yeah. So we are just going to wait for those who are going into the pits and de-rushed across the line. So that is your qualifying done this evening. I am a little bit surprised by the top three. I'm a little bit shocked that Benny is not on pole tonight. Masked Ranger showing a good turn of pace over 1 lap. Let's see if they can convert that during the race. Theo doing what Theo does best and being in the top 5 pretty much every race so far this season. Let's hope they can convert that second place on the grid. So your front row is Masked Ranger and Theo. Your second row is Benny and Cavolis. Your third row is Benny Buno and Stewart. Fourth row is Barry Bogarowski and Pipke. Fifth row is D-Rush and Havoc Connor. Sixth row is Kazingle and Ricker. Seventh row is Skipper and Tom Putty, and bringing up the rear is Calais. So, for those of you in chat, while they do their formation laps, put in your predictions for your top 3 tonight, and whether or not there's going to be any safety cars. Does look like it is going to be a dry race. There are clouds in the sky, so there could be rain later in the race. We'll see how the drivers deal with that. We know from previous seasons that Benny is extremely good in the wet. We also know Masked Ranger can be a bit of a rain guru himself. Oh, a lot of talking in a short period of time. So, while we are waiting for the formation lap to start, if you are interested in racing, or if you are looking to become a steward, a commentator, one of the coordinators, or anything of the sort, join our Discord with the link down below. We have all of our social links down below. So if you're interested, whether you want to race or not, feel free to join the Discord. Everyone is welcome. They really are taking their time to pick their strategies. It's either that or I've been kicked. There we go. So let us have a look at what people are going on for this race. So, a lot of drivers going on to the hard tyres for the start. It is a little bit unorthodox in my eyes, but seeing 3 of the front 4 on hards is the more shocking thing. It does mean that Masked Ranger, Benny and Cavolis are all going to be under attack from the cars behind them. But it'll be a case of will they be able to manage until such a time that the medium tyres decide to give up and the hards are in a better position? If I remember rightly, it will be around lap 12 or 13 for the mediums. Maybe even 15 for the mediums to come into the pits. But around lap 8 to lap 10 is when the mediums will really start to die off. So we will go on board with Benny for the start of this race. We will see if anyone is Benny is going for a rather aggressive angle into the start of this race. Not quite as aggressive as I had done previously last season, but obviously I was doing roughly the right. We're just waiting for Calais to line up at the back now. Both D-Rush and Calais missed their boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go. A bit of a long delay on the start there. Oh my word, Cavolis has already lost an end plate. There's a lot going on. Pipkey went straight on. It looks like the front 4 have got away decently. Cavolis has lost a position, but he did lose that end plate on the back of, I believe it was Benny. Which gave Benny Bruno the chance to get past him. So let's have a look-see. Benny setting the fastest middle sector so far. According to the track map at least. Let's get rid of the tyres for now. So Mars Ranger seems to have had a decent getaway. What is Theo going to do? Is he able to get the move done nice and early in this race and get away from Mars Ranger? Mars Ranger defends the inside, takes the inside line, and Theo very much slides through turn 1. Is Benny going to take advantage of this? No, he's not. Benny Bruno is now getting passed by Cavolis up between turns 2 and 3. Jack is very close to the back of his teammate here. They're both reserving this evening, so racing for the Cadillac team, but in the Haas cars. Theo is sniffing the exhaust pipe of Mars Ranger ahead. Theo really needs to get ahead of Mars Ranger if he wants to make his medium tyre compound count for anything in this race. Bogorovsky. Oh my word, D-Rush. Well, that is going to be D-Rush coming into the pits. I apologise, Theo. I missed your overtake. Purely for D-Rush spearing into the wall further back. But now Theo sets the fastest lap of the race so far. He is going to want to pull away as quickly as possible and create a large buffer behind himself to the cars following. So now we are on lap 3. We will have a look at the position changes. Theo is up 1, Mars Ranger down 1. Benny and Cavolis have stayed where they were. Bogorovsky and Stewart, both of them up 1 position ahead of Benny Bruno here. Havoc Connor going side by side with Benny Bruno. Oh, that was a little bit nip and tuck from Benny Bruno. Possibly a little bit of racing room should have been given. Oh my word, Jack, where are you going? Well, Jack got on the grass and ended up halfway down to Montreal. Benny is now sniffing the back of this McLaren. Is he going to get the move done? No, he cannot hold it round the outside. That, whoops, wrong thing. Let's see. So there are a couple of gaps building now. So we've got Stewart, who is near enough 2 seconds behind his teammates. He's being followed by Bogarovsky. There is a 2.5 second gap back to Benny Buno. Ricker and Havoc Connor are right on the tail of that Mercedes. Is there going to be a pass here? Not quite. Havoc Connor almost went into the rear of Haas of Ricker. See if they can keep it clean and tidy through here. Havoc Connor is, of course, playing the long game right now. He is on the hard tyres, where the two in front of him are on the mediums. Ricker makes the move on Benny Buno with the aid of the DRS. He will get the double aiding of DRS, because that's how this circuit works on this side of the circuit. Mars Rain. Oh, I think there was a bit of a mistake from Theo. Almost gave Mars Ranger a chance to get through. My word. Theo is struggling on those rears. Stewart is the first man to get a time penalty of 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Mars Ranger round the outside of turn 8. That was an insane pass. All of this fighting has allowed Kavolis to close up even further on the back of M. Benny. Relis has finally joined the chat and said, I'm letting them have a go at being the fastest. There you go. The front 4 or 5. Relis is being cheeky to you. Have a go at him in the Division 1 chat. Havoc Connor gets past Benny Buno into the Wall of Champions chicane. Pipkey is into the pits. Is that for a front wing? No, it's just for a change of tyres. Likely going for a 2-stop. It's very early to come off of a set of tyres if you are trying the 1-stop. So we have a definite train of the front 4, then a few cars in free air, then Havoc Connor is following Ricker and wanting to get past him. They're being smart about it. Oh, and there's a Mercedes in the wall in the background. That is Benny Buno losing control of his Mercedes. Havoc Connor goes deep into the hairpin. Kind of got outbraked, or outbraked himself into the hairpin and lost a little bit of time to Ricker. Gonna have to be careful here. Gets the DRS open. I have actually missed a double pass up front. Havoc Connor is now ahead of the Haas. Good, clean move. I missed Theo being passed by both Mars Ranger and Benny. Well, actually, no, just Benny. Honestly, Relis, I'm not sure. I can't remember. I've got the memory of a goldfish. But while we are here, we can go and watch the pass from Mars Ranger around the outside of Theo through turn 8. Wasn't the greatest camera angle, but a good move nonetheless. Benny making the move on Mars Ranger before the braking zone. Gets the DRS open. And is now going to want to make as much of a gap as humanly possible before the next DRS zone. Bogorovsky has come into the pits off of the mediums. There was a lot of closing speed there for Pipke, getting himself past Calais. Will D-Rush be doing the same on the Williams here? Going up the inside into turn one. Makes the move nice and clean. Go back up to the front here. Kavolis is closing in on the back of this Aston. He's been doing this every lap. We do have to remember that this Alpine is missing the left end plate on his front wing. He lost that on lap 1, so that's not going to be helping his tyres at all. It's not going to help him in the corners either, as Theo now dives into the pits. First of the front runners to do so. The real question is, does this mean Kavolis is now outside of the DRS zone? He is. That is not good for the Alpine man. He is going to have to do what he can to get back within a second of Mars Ranger. He doesn't seem to be able to do it. Kavolis did not get the DRS. He has dropped out of the detection. However, Kazingal is within the detection zone. Or at least he was when he came across the line. Yep. Just doing what he can to stay with his teammate here tonight. And to try and get away from the Mercedes that is closing down on him. Theo has come out in P10. After his first of, I would probably say, 2 stops tonight. Let's go back up to the front. There are positions being changed. Ricker is in the pits. Oh, I do apologise for the yawning. I've had a rough couple of days when it comes to sleep. Mars Ranger is doing a good job to stay with Benny. Benny could potentially be doing more to get away, but he's probably saving his tyres, trying to go as long as he can on the hard tyres, just to make sure that he can get to the end on a 1-stop. Grelis, since you are currently here... Oh, Jack is around. This is where we've had an incident in the past. And it is a VSC, which allows Jack to spin his car around. Let's see, is there damage on this car? Yes, he is going to have to come into the pits and fix that front wing. So now Kavolis takes advantage of the VSC to pit, as does Havoc Connor. They will save a considerable amount of time. It's usually about 10 seconds saved under the VSC. It might actually be less than that. It might be around 5 seconds saved under VSC. 10 seconds under a full safety car. But what I was going to say is, Grelis, if you are still in the chat, when would be the ideal time for the hard runners to come into the pits? So there are only 4 drivers out there who have not come into the pits so far this race. Calais, you're under VSC and you're getting a 3-second time penalty. Kavolis gets a drive through, speeding under the VSC. I did the exact same in Division 2 last week in Imola. It's easy enough to do with the deltas jumping around as they do. Grelis says he has no idea, he didn't practice. Do me a favour, look back at the Division 1 race from the last time we did Canada. I think it was last season, wasn't it? See when hard runners came off of the hard tyres for me. Kavolis is straight back into the pits to serve his drive-through penalty. Comes out in the melee. Comes out ahead of D-Rush and Skipper, but behind Benny Buno. Ah, yeah, okay, no problem, Grelis. Thank you. Let's have a look. Benny has put the hammer down this lap. The gap has grown from 3 tenths. Oh, bit of a lock-up from Benny as both the front runners come into the pits. So I have a feeling the front runners are doing a 2-stop race, where I believe Stewart is pushing for the 1-stop. It will save him around 19 to 21 seconds overall. Theo setting the fastest lap of 1:13.4 there. Theo back up to P2. That looked like a bit of a corner cut. I saw that, Mr. Aston Martin man. And Mars Ranger did the same at the same corner, as does Havoc Connor. Turn 3 is always a nightmare for people getting warnings. Question is, Stewart is on the mediums. Oh, okay. Apparently the 2-stop is 2 seconds faster. So I'm going to guess that Little Birdie was potentially Havoc Connor, potentially Benny. But who knows? I think Stewart is trying to go for the 1-stop. He has gone fairly long on these medium tyres. Talking of the tyres, let's see what everyone is currently sat on. So the majority are on the hard tyres, as Mars Ranger gets himself past Benny into turns 1 and 2. Kavolis setting the fastest lap of 1:13.004. You have to remember there is the fastest lap point. Theo is truly pushing to try and catch the back of Theo and get away from Benny. Benny's just seems to be letting it happen, as I believe Benny has gone to a second set of hard tyres. So Benny and Mars Ranger both doing... Actually, hold on. My brain isn't working right now. Benny gets himself past Mars Ranger there, sorry. Stewart is into the pits. He puts on the hard tyres. This does release Theo into clean air. Tom Putty is the latest man to get a 3-second time penalty. There are a lot of penalties floating around right now. Mars Ranger is starting to fall back from Benny this time around. He will get DRS here. But will it be enough to keep him within that 1 second after the chicane here? Oh, he took that chicane like it was nothing. He gained so much time through there. Meanwhile, behind, Bogorovsky was closing in on Havoc Connor, but has now dropped back. Kavolis is closing in on the back of Ricker, now that he has a repaired wing and is on the softer compound. Stewart has come out in P10 behind his teammate here. Benny setting the fastest lap of 1:12.587. Kavolis gets past Ricker, nice and clean, into the braking zone for the World Champions. Is Stewart going to be able to get past Ricker here? Little bit of a nudge, but gets past. He is missing a right end plate on that Alpine. So that must have happened after he came out of the pits. D-Rush is still carrying that wing damage from earlier on when he speared off into the wall. Benny has caught up to the back of Theo. Theo locking up into the hairpin there. Is Benny close enough to get the move done on the Aston Martin? He doesn't even have the DRS. And he gets himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That's unfortunate for the Red Bull man. Kavolis is closing on Tom Putty here. Lost a little bit of time under traction there. Not quite got enough. I believe Grelis is trying to say that Benny is swearing in the VEC for the 3 purple bug alarms. No, that wasn't an attempt at the fucking accent. I just hate that saying. I find it hard enough as it is, let alone with a Scottish accent. So Benny is a lot closer to the back of Theo this time around. Is he going to get the move done here? Yes, well before they decide to brake. Takes it through nice and cleanly. Opens the DRS. Doesn't really pull away. Theo is burning the battery more than likely. Kavolis finally gets himself past Tom Putty. Is Stewart going to copy what he did a couple of laps ago? Yes, he is. Up the inside of turn 1 with DRS assistance and gets himself ahead of the Mercedes man as well. So the front 3 are 10 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Stewart and Kavolis have swapped positions. Did Kavolis have an incident there? I'm not sure why he let Tom Putty through as well. But Stewart has now been unleashed and is closing in on Pipkin. Is Theo going to be able to do anything to get past M. Benny here? Nope, nothing going into turn 1. Kazingle gets past Skipper into the hairpin. Kavolis gets himself back past Tom Putty under DRS. Pipke comes into the pits. Let's get rid of the stops. Ricker and Tom Putty are fighting tooth and nail through turn 2. Stewart adds to the 3-second tally. So we, oh my word, two drivers doing completely different things, getting themselves all over the place. And where was that, Calais? Where did you do that? It was on the exit of turn 8 and 9. You can see the debris on the right hand side there. So that is a full course safety car. Pipke is going to be screaming right now, because he has only just come into the pits. Theo decides to pit under the safety car. Skipper gets himself a drive-through for speeding under the safety car. So that's not going to be cleanest driver for Skipper today. Let's see, what are people doing? Cavolis, Ricker, Tom, Putty all coming into the pits. Benny Bruno also doing the same. Jack and Pipke swapping positions for some reason and then giving them back. Swedish man very annoyed right now. He is up to P7 though, so it's not too much of a time loss for him with the safety car coming out. So the entire grid is all kinds of jumbled up right now. So we have M. Benny in first place, Mars Ranger in second, Havoc Connor in third, Theo in fourth, Stewart in fifth, Bogorovsky 15 seconds back in sixth place, Pipke in seventh, Cavolis in eighth, Rickett in ninth, Tom Putty in 10th, and the last points paying position. But all of this could go out of the window with all of these penalties, and Havoc Connor now decides to come into the pits. Is he going to have enough time to come out ahead of Bogorovsky? Not quite. He will come out just behind Bogorovsky. So he has lost out on, oh my word, Havoc Connor, what was that? I believe he has gone down 2 or 3 positions from where he was. Not too bad considering it's under the safety car. So we are currently on lap 21, the first safety car of this evening. We have had a VSC caused by Kazingle being backwards on the track where they're coming through now. But luckily, unlike Division 2 last season, no one ran into the stricken car. The only DNF at this moment in time is Calais in the Williams. More than likely got a little bit trigger happy on the throttle and shot themselves into the wall on the left hand side after turn 9. Let's see what are the gaps here. So Benny Bruno is next to catch. Let's see what people are on tyre wise now. So Benny and Mars Ranger are both on 9-lap-old hard tyres. Considering they've been under safety car for 3 laps now. So the wear should be alright around 7 laps at this point. So they could potentially go to the end on these tyres. Theo is definitely planning to go to the end on his hard tyres. He has got fresh hard tyres on. Stewart is a little bit between. Bogorovsky is on the fresh hards. Havoc Connor has come in for the mediums, so he feels he can go to the end from this point. The safety car is coming in this lap. Is Skipper going to be able to catch the back of the grid here? We will keep an eye on him on the track map. What we will do, we'll go on board with Benny and see if he can drop his competition once the safety car comes in. Grelis says Skipper for the win. I mean, if there's absolute carnage ahead and 13 cars are involved, then yeah, definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if he does get a couple of positions. When is Benny going to go? He goes before the corner there. A little bit of a slide from Mars Ranger behind. Benny got better drive out of the Wall of Champions there. That's a nice camera angle. We've basically got all of the drivers. And Skipper is in the pits. Okay. I wondered why he was going so slow down the start-finish straight. Havoc Connor is right on the tail of Bogorovsky. I wonder if Bog had a bit of an issue coming through turns 3 and 4. Because he did drop back considerably from the front 4. Jack is right on the tail of Benny Buno. Benny has already broken the 1 second to Mars Ranger. He's done it in under a lap. He didn't even need to do it at this point, purely for the fact that DRS is not operational until he crosses the line. I will say, Mars Ranger is very good with those chicanes. He gains a lot of time through the chicanes. He goes through them very, very smoothly. Grella says Mars Ranger and Theo to have a generational scrap incoming. Well, we will keep an eye on them. While we are waiting for that, Kazingle gets himself a 3-second time penalty as I start to look at the penalties. So, the majority of the field are on 3 seconds. The only man to be on multiple is Stewart at the moment. So let's have a look. Theo is still within DRS of Mars Ranger. Tom Putty has made a mistake and it's let through several cars. He has lost the end plate on the left side there. Is Theo going to be able to get past Mars Ranger? Mars Ranger does have DRS and absolutely flies through the chicanes, so he gains a lot of time there. Havoc Connor has added to his 3-second tallies, so that is 6 seconds of pens for the racing wheel. Stewart has dropped out of the DRS of the front 3. Still with damage to the right side of that front wing. This does mean Bogorovsky is going to be right on his tail. And it looks like Stewart has a lower downforce setup around this circuit. Just able to pull away until now. Bogorovsky up the inside through the hairpin. Beautifully done by the Red Bull there. And he got the DRS, I believe. Let's have a look, see if that wing pops. Yep, there we go. So, Bogorovsky did everything he could to get that DRS and get the move done before the hairpin. As Benny has come into the pits. So is Benny going on to the medium tyres now to try and get the fastest stint that he can. Bogorovsky has caught up to the drivers ahead. Mars Ranger has got himself another 3-second time penalty. That is 6 seconds, and that's not going to help him after this safety car that we have had. And Tom Putty is out. Yep, that's a wall that is very unforgiving. That's unfortunate for the Mercedes driver. And even more unfortunate for this Red Bull right here. He has just come out of the pits on medium tyres, and now everyone ahead of him is going to have pretty much a free pit stop on his paycheck. Yes, Grellis, indeed. Oh dear, Benny. But, Mars Ranger is the one of two to come into the pits. Oh, Calais has now left the session. They are sick and tired of watching the cars go round in circles. So where does this put Benny? He is down in 9th after his pit stop. That's not going to bode well for the Red Bull man. Theo has taken first place. Bogorovsky is sitting pretty in the other Red Bull in second place now. He will be laughing if he's in that VC right now. Considering there are drivers behind him to give him a cushion, 2 of which have 6 seconds and 1 that has 3 seconds. Now Havoc Connor is on the younger tyres, but they're going to be a bit more worn because they're the softer combo. So we're just waiting for the final 3 to catch up to the rest of the grid. Oh yeah, Skipper is definitely still in it, just the furthest car away from the win at the moment. I say at the moment because anything is possible in DTR. You never know what's going to happen. We didn't expect Tom Putty to bin it into that wall. So, I'm pretty sure Skipper is hoping for as many safety cars and many incidents as possible to try and get himself back into the point. So, the current running order is Theo, Bogorovsky, Havoc Connor, Pip King, Kavolis, Benny Buno, Ricker, Mars Ranger, M. Benny, Stewart, Kazingle, NLD Rush, and Skipper. If we have 3 more cars DNF, everyone will get points, no matter where they fall. Connor disconnected. There we go. I've sent him an invite. There we go. He's back in. Hopefully he'll be back in for the restart here. So we will do the same again. We will go on with the front runner and see when they decide to go. Takes it easy through the World Champions, but absolutely leathers it on exit and drops Bogorovsky like a sack of potatoes. Hopefully Havoc Connor is now getting back in. We did see that he rejoined. There is scrapping going on between Kavolis and Pipke behind. Mars Ranger and Benny both past Ricker. Ricker has now got damage as well. D-Rush has got past him. Stewart has had an awful restart and is down at the back of the field. He does get himself past Skipper though, so he will be looking to push on now. But that was an immense restart from Theo there. Absolutely caught Bogorovsky with his pants around his ankles. But there are gaps up front, so it's 1.5 seconds back to Bogorovsky, the same back to Havoc Connor. Then it is Pipke, who is within a second. So now the DRS is enabled for the next 6 laps, unless there is another safety car. Mars Ranger and Benny are both past Benny Bruno in his Mercedes. They're doing everything they can to get back to the podium positions. So all Theo and Bogorovsky need to do now is keep their noses clean. Ricker gets himself a 3-second time penalty. We are almost at penalty bingo. We have 3 left to go. Stewart gets himself past Ricker under DRS. Is Jack going to go for a dive bomb? No, he thinks against it. Mars Ranger and Kavolis are side by side through the hairpin. Who is going to win out? They both have DRS. Kavolis has the faster setup by the look of it for a straight line. Although Mars Ranger is now past him up the inside into turn 1. Is he going to make the move stick? Kavolis defending extremely hard here on the inside. And Kavolis has to relinquish the position. Mars Ranger done an amazing job to stay with him through those corners there. Will Benny be able to do the same? But as Grelis has said, it is Theo's to lose now. He is 3 seconds ahead of Bogorovsky in P2. And it looks like the gap is just growing and growing. Stewart gets himself past D-Rush. Again through turns 8 and 9. That seems to be his favourite place. Benny and Mars Ranger swapping positions there. Benny got past both Kavolis and Mars Ranger in that corner. That was a double overtake and we near enough missed it. A poor exit from Pipke there out of the Wall of Champions means Benny has got past. Mars Ranger is also up the inside of the Ferrari. So now we have a Red Bull chasing a racing bomb. Havoc Connor, is he going to defend as hard as possible? Considering the penalties, Stewart gets another one. So Benny could sit where he is and still get the podium, as Connor has 6 seconds ahead of him. Mars Ranger has now got himself 9 seconds of penalties. He is going to drop like a stone. Benny Bruno is looking to benefit from this massively, as is Kavolis. Theo comes through the Wall of Champions to start lap 33. Benny has got himself past Havoc Connor under the DRS. Is Mars Ranger going to do the same again? He is diving up the inside for turn 1 and gets past Havoc Connor. He does not want to let go of Benny ahead of him here. Is Pipke going to be able to get himself... Oh, well, he's able to get himself a 3-second time penalty. That's what... I was going to say, is he going to be able to get himself past Havoc Connor, but that was null and void. So let's keep the penalties up. So, M. Benny, Kavolis, Kazingle, Ricker, NLD Rush, and Skipper all on 3 seconds. Havoc Connor is the only man on 6 seconds as it stands. Masked Ranger, Pipke, and Stewart all on 9. We will stay with Masked Ranger and Benny because they are absolutely ploughing through the field to get back up to the podium positions here. Now, if it were down to me and I was racing in Benny and Bog's shoes, if I were Bog, I would let Benny pass and then defend like an absolute madman against Masked Ranger to give Benny the gap that he doesn't necessarily need, but just to make sure that there is absolutely no risk. But then again, Bogorovsky will probably want the P2 anyway. Theo has absolutely checked out ahead, 7 seconds ahead of P2. Benny up the inside of his teammate, and there we go. Bogorovsky is now in charge of defending. Will Bog be able to defend against the McLaren behind? He's able to do it there. Masked Ranger absolutely loves the chicanes around here. Bog not able to keep Masked Ranger behind, and that is NLD Rush backwards in the Wall of Champions. That's not the direction you want to be going, D-Rush. But there you go, he gets himself going again. Still ahead of his teammate. But let's give the plaudits to this man. He's kept it calm, he's kept it clean. Pitted when he needed to. And has just absolutely got the strategy correct tonight, especially on that safety car restart. Getting that gap to Bogorovsky in second almost instantly has been insane. Ricker has got himself past. Oh, and Pipke gets himself past Kavolis. Or not. It looks like Kavolis is fighting this back. But Theo crosses the line to win the Canadian Grand Prix. Benny loses the place to Masked Ranger, but due to penalties. There we go. It is a Red Bull 2-3. That is an amazing job by the Red Bulls. And yes, I believe that is Theo's first win in DTR. Well done to you and Aston Martin, Theo. Great job. Kavolis in 5th, Connor in 6th, Benny Bruno in 7th, Jack in 8th, Pipke in 9th, Ricker getting the final point, Stewart in 11th, and both of the Salvers crossing the line side by side, getting 11th and 12th. Or 12th and 13th, I do apologise. So, as Theo takes the top step on the podium, decides to take a bow. An amazing race from the Aston Martin. He did exactly what he needed to for the win this evening. Congratulations on your first win in Division 1 in DTR. Hopefully you do have some champagne at home so you can have a celebratory drink. Well done, Theo, and well done to the Red Bull boys of Bogorovsky and M. Benny for getting the other podium positions. So there we have it. It is Theo winning the race, Benny getting fastest lap and driver of the day. Most overtakes was Ricker. Cleanest driver was Barry Bogarowski. I'm surprised. Only 2 drivers DNF'd this week. So, not a bad outing at all. But it is now that time Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so DTR will be back for Division 2 at Canada with Nellboy as your commentator tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. GMT. I will be back with Division 1 for next week's race, Wednesday, 8 p.m. GMT. Thank you all for being here in the chat. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Good night.